did this the Cowboy Vittles way. Welcome back to another edition of Cowboy Vittles, a place you can call home, a place you can spend time with your family in the kitchen, a place you can explore your taste buds by learning new recipes. Now, I tell you what, I had a hankering for some breakfast burritos, and you remember that chorizo I made up here the other day? The homemade stuff, not that crap that you get out of the store. They cost you an arm and a leg. Well, we're going to be using some of this. Now, there's a few different ways you can do these things. Some people like to have bacon on it, but at the same time, I like my chorizo. Now, let me show you what we're going to need today. Now, here's the things that you're going to need. Some people call them arepas, others call them tortillas. You're going to need that so you can wrap your stuff in it. Now, my wife, she likes her corn tortillas. I like the flour tortillas for my breakfast burritos and stuff. And yes, I'm going to be warming them up shortly. Now, I have my warmer that'll keep them going. Next thing you're going to need, some people like to use margarine. I like whole salted butter when I cook up my stuff. You're going to need some eggs. You're going to need some taters. And depending upon the amount that you're going to be cooking is going to depend upon the amount of eggs. It's going to depend upon the amount of taters that you're going to use. But guess what? Here's the other things you're going to need. I like my salsa because I like my stuff where it can set my taste buds on fire. Not too much, but enough. I also like sour cream because I tell you what, even in my chili, I'll put my sour cream in it. And the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need your shredded cheese. Now let me show you how we're going to get this done. Now here's a couple things that you're going to need. You're going to need a good knife, a sharp knife, because you don't want to cut yourself because them dull ones will cut off a digit. Now myself, I like my ulu that I got from Alaska many years ago, and it's sharp. I've cut myself a few times with that thing. Now what we're going to do here is, first thing we're going to do is let's get our butter going. If I can get that off there, because it is a little bit sticky. Not sticky, but slippery. Let's go ahead and, because I got my pan already warming up. Now what am I going to do with this spoon? Except make a mess for my wife. Ah, heck with it. Just throw it back in the bowl. Now let's get our taters going because we're only making enough for today. Ooh. Hey, I still got all 5 fingers. Now, we got that one done up. After we get done slicing all these taters down, we're going to get out the ulu because we're going to start dicing. Yep, like my knife. My wife don't like them too much, but hey, they work. Alright, let's start dicing these things up because we're going to have to put them in a skillet with the butter. And we're going to go ahead and put in some salt and we're going to put in some pepper. Not too much because everyone's different on their flavors. Now look at how an ulu works. It doesn't take a whole lot. You're just rocking it back and forth as you cut that thing. And you can use it for meat, you can use it for vegetables, or even your fish. But they work awful good. Oh yeah. I love my ulu. You know, my wife thinks I'm funny because I do things kind of back-asswards, you know, but we got our taters done here. Let's throw them into this pan of butter that we got going. Get them started. Now I put some butter into this other pan, but we're going to throw just a little bit more in there. And I'll have to get that going here in a few minutes. Get that out of the way. Come on. Alrighty, I got my taters there cooking. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some salt here. Because I need my salt and pepper. There we go. Now I'm going to throw in some pepper. And I'm going to let these simmer up a little bit. Now I put a little bit of butter into my other pan. But I'm going to need just a little bit more for my eggs. Let's get that out of the way. I'm going to have to get some more butter, but I'm not going to worry about it for right now. Here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and crack open some of these here eggs, as my wife calls them, huevos. Throw that in there. Oh, crud, Nene, I forgot the milk. Oh, well, I'll go get it in just a moment. Because, you know, milk helps to fluff them eggs up where they scramble awful nice. I think I'm going to do up about 5 or 6 of these because I know that even if I don't use them all for my breakfast burritos and my family, they'll still get eaten. Last one, thank goodness. Oh crud. Drop that shell right into that. Tell me that none of you have done that before. Anyway, let's set these bowls off to the side. Give me 2 seconds and I'm going to show you how I do this. Had to get my milk. Gotta have that. Make them light and fluffy, if you know what I mean. Oh, and there's one other ingredient that's on my stove top, and no, I didn't put a whole lot of milk in there, just enough to get the job done. Alright, we got our taters cooking up. They've been diced, sliced, and put into our butter sauce. Now what we're going to do, I got about 5 or 6 eggs here. Let's go ahead and get them mixed in. I got my milk in there because I want them light and fluffy. Some of them don't want to seem to break apart quite so easy. But we'll get her done. Alright. Now we got our other heat plate going so that I can keep everything into one area and I don't have to heat up my kitchen. Alright, let's throw these scrambled eggs in there. Oh yeah, that's going to be good grubbing. Let's get that out of the way. Now here's what we're going to do. Yeah, I know I made a mess again as always. Now it's time to get out the chorizo. Remember those taters that we've been making? Let's grab, and yes, I'm wearing gloves. We're going to throw all this in there. Because you know what we're going to wind up doing? We're going to cook all that up. And whatever's left over, we're going to make into some pork sausage patties. My way. Cowboy Vittles way. Well, folks, I tell you what, we've got everything in our pots, in our pans, and everything else like that. We've got our chorizo, we've got our potatoes, we've got our eggs pretty much done. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my spoon, and I'm going to stir that up just, hell, Nene, I tell you what, I made another mess with this. Let's stir this up just a little bit more because I don't want these big chunks in there from the chorizo. Oh, and that's smelling muy delicioso. Oh, I can hardly wait to get this into one of my tortillas. Now let's go ahead and let that simmer for just a little bit longer. Let's throw that spoon over here. Now I got my eggs. Gotta have scrambled eggs in there. Cut them up just a little bit smaller chunks. Okay, that looks like that's about right. It's breakfast time, I tell you what. I love cooking, as y'all know, and I like to explore my taste buds. I like to do things a little bit different than some folks. Now, guess what, guys? Look at this. That looks good. That's that chorizo and potatoes. We got our scrambled eggs, and they're nice and fluffy. Now it's time to go ahead and start wrapping these things and get them going. Let's get that off there. Alrighty, let me now show you, after everything's done, how we're going to wrap these things. What we're going to do is we're going to take some of our chorizo. We're going to throw this onto the tortilla. Get that on there. Then we're going to go ahead and throw some scrambled eggs that is, on here. That's what breakfast burritos are all about. Now we're going to go ahead and throw some, for some people they like it, myself included, I like a little bit of sour cream. Let's get a little bit of that on there. Don't need a lot to inflame your taste buds and explore them. Let's put that aside. Now let's go ahead and get some of our salsa. All right. Now, some folks, they like cheese on it, myself included. We're going to throw it on here. Not too heavy, but enough to get the job done. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and fold up just one edge of it. Just put that egg up there. One to escape me and such. And then we're just going to wrap it. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do about a few more of them so we can use up all the stuff that we've got. If you like. Let's take a chomp out of this and see how it tastes. Yup, it's good. You folks, before I talk more, I'm going to take another bite. I'm hungry. And I'm going to have a couple more of these before the day's over. And you know what? I'm a Westerner. Born and raised in Montana. Lived a lot of my life in Colorado. traveled around the world, but the foods that I've learned to cook, they came from all over. But we did this the Cowboy Vittle way. Well, I still got some more eggs, and I still got some more of the meat and taters and stuff that we're making for our breakfast burritos. And I like them. My family likes them. And I'll tell you what, you know, I like to put some sour cream on it. I like to put some shredded cheese on it. I like to actually sprinkle it with a little bit of Tabasco sauce. It flavors it. Guess what? I want you to go click down there on the like button. I want you to go ahead and subscribe to us. I want you to go ahead and follow us on social media and learn some of the new recipes that I'm going to introduce to you. In the meantime, Cowboy Vittles, come and get them.